we're back. It's January 20th, 2017, Inauguration Day.
We watched the inauguration through some alternative media stations because we didn't want to give NBC, ABC,
CBS,
CNN the ratings for it, okay? But we did go back and see what they were saying. I'm like, I didn't see the same speech
that they saw.
That y'all saw, okay? Because I guess there's a chick, Rachel Maddow, she flipped out. I'm going to get to her. But this is really creepy to me because y'all saw the CNN thing where they basically had a Trump assassination fantasy. In this
and
one,
we covered that.
Chris Matthews made a startling comparison during Friday morning's inaugural coverage. And I want you first to know, I don't know if many of you know, that Ivanka Trump became Jewish because she married a man who is Jewish. So, and her husband, Jared Kushner, is going to be part of Donald Trump's inner circle. Now, watch this.
Reince Priebus will come on as Chief of Staff, having served as RNC Chair. There will also be a senior strategist and top counsel to the President in Steve Bannon.
So they're talking about three different people.
There's including the President himself, there's
Reince
zero
Priebus,
governing experience. There's nobody who's ever had any role in any White House previously or any governing experience.
It goes on and on to say they don't have experience. You mean they don't have experience in lying and cheating in the government?
Government
They like
operations.
business.
So
I don't know
that's
about
part
that.
of the anticipation, or in some cases trepidation, about what's about to happen, particularly because the transition, as it now comes to an end, appears to have left so many major positions, including national security positions, unfilled, having such a lack of government experience at the very top, and having these amorphous jobs with very powerful people with different claims on the President and his attention. It's going to be an unusual arrangement in that White House. Reince Priebus and Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon will be an unusual triumvirate around this president. We don't really know who will be first among those equals.
It's hard to, Rachel, it's hard to fire your son-in-law.
Yeah,
that's the tricky part.
That's why nepotism lost there.
But Mussolini had a great solution to that. He had him executed. So
Yes, he did just say that.
Mussolini had a great solution there. He had them executed.
And then Rachel Maddow says, Jesus Christ, and listen to there's laughing.
A little careful.
Well, all the people who are waiting for the mention of Mussolini just started drinking.
So if I were Jared, I'd be a little careful.
Okay, so we just compared to Mussolini. And so that's
laughing that it would be a great idea to have his son-in-law executed.
Well, not a great idea, but he was saying that, well, that might happen. He could fire him, or he could go Mussolini's route and execute him. So, Mussolini, Hitler, Jewish people, they keep throwing out these Nazi fascism things, and everybody keeps saying, stop using the Nazis. But over and over and over again, they keep using the Nazis. Now, listen to this. This is Rachel Maddow again. This is to show you what the mainstream media is putting on people.
A Trump surrogate
They're
on
feeding
cable
it.
earlier this week say, quote, I think there's a lot of America that is done with the soaring rhetoric that we've had over the last 8 years. Your assessment of what we just heard from the new president?
It's interesting. I have heard that same sentiment that you just described from the very top reaches of the outgoing administration, that oratory is powerful and can be a form of leadership, but it's not the work of governing, and that counting on inspiration doesn't get you where you need to be. This was a workmanlike speech. It was short, and he went through it quickly, and it was militant, and it was dark. The crime, the gangs, the drugs, this American carnage, disrepair, decay. You can't imagine the outgoing president giving a speech like that. This president also repeating, the new president also repeating that our guiding principle will be America first, America first.
Is there something wrong with America
First? That as a campaign slogan that does also have very dark echoes in American history. There was an America First committee that formed in this country, hundreds of thousands of people in this country, some of the richest businessmen in the country who were part of it. They were formed to keep us out of World War II, traded by the Nazis. Many of them are anti-Semitic, part of why they weren't alarmed by Hitler's rise in Germany. The America First committee is something that means a specific thing in this country. To repurpose it now, not that far down this.
So basically she's saying his speech had tones of underlying the idea of Nazism and anti-Semitism, but his son-in-law is stinking Jewish, all right? And not only that,
Trump backs and supports Israel.
well, that's the biggest one. Duh. Watch our other videos. Trump backs and supports Israel, and Obama is
Throwing them under the bus.
So what they accuse you of is what you're
They're
guilty of.
they're really laying their cards on the table, saying we're Nazis, we're anti-Semitic. Look at us by accusing Trump and Trump supporters of being that.
So I'm
when it's so
wondering
absurd.
if you're a Nazi, if you're a fascist, if you're anti-Semitic, why would you be the first president
The first president ever.
to have a Jewish rabbi give a prayer at the inauguration? It would seem to me that and this is a beautiful prayer. So we're
Eternal God, bless President Donald J. Trump and America, our great nation. Guide us to remember the words of the psalmist,
his
who
accent's
may
killing me.
dwell on your holy mountain, one who does what is right and speaks the truth, who knows that when you eat the labor of your hands, you are praiseworthy, that he who sows in tears shall reap in joy.
I love that.
Because the freedoms we enjoy are not granted in perpetuity, but must be reclaimed by each
We are going to
generation,
reclaim it starting this year.
as
y'all.
our ancestors have planted for us.
Amen.
So we must plant for others.
Yes, that's so
While
important.
it is not for us to complete the task, neither are we free to desist from them.
Exactly. Can't
Dispense
just give up.
justice for the needy and the orphan, for they have no one but their fellow citizens. And because a nation's wealth is measured by her values and not by her vaults, bless all of our allies
Right now, we're
around the
pretty
world
on
who
empty.
share our beliefs. By the rivers of Babylon, we wept as we remembered Zion. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, may my right hand forget its skill. The doer of all these shall never falter. May the days come soon when justice will dwell in the wilderness and righteousness will abide in the fertile fields, and the work of righteousness will be peace, quietness, and confidence forever.
Love
Amen.
Franklin Graham in the background. Like, he's with it, with this
Yeah.
rabbi here.
I mean, seriously, guys, the fact that they're going at this anti-Semitism thing, it's mind-boggling.
One more time.
to
We're going
me.
to say this one more time. Fascism. Nazism. You keep saying those words. I don't think it means what you think it means. We are going to have to plaster that everywhere we go. In the words of Inigo Montoya, snowflakes, liberals, progressives, you don't know the meaning of the words you speak.
You speaketh.
You speaketh. Speaketh wordeth that you understandeth. We don't want no fascist USA, white supremacy, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me one time when Trump or their mass of supporters, you're always going to have the anomaly in any supporter, has come out and been against the Jewish people, been against black people, or been against Muslims that weren't radical Islamic terrorists.
Yeah, somebody posted a picture that wanted. There's been a campaign, over $1 million to get these pictures of Barack Obama but redone into a black girl and a Muslim girl with a headscarf and a Hispanic girl. And like, We Are America or whatever like that.
That's creepy.
Because I gotta tell you, my friends, I don't know any racist people. Okay? So I don't know where they're coming up with this. They're making things up. They're victimizing themselves.
Yeah. Well, I know
playing
exactly
these
where it's come
victim
from.
cards.
It started out straight from the White House. Okay? They started pushing this agenda
To divide
America when it doesn't exist in the mass that they're saying. It has always existed in small amounts. It has always existed in the underlying. You're always going to have the outliers,
Exactly.
right? But they take these small instances and they blow it up like that's how everybody feels, and it's just not true.
And I'm going to say the same thing for liberals. They're not all calling everyone
A fascist, Nazi.
I got a liberal friend down the street. She just messaged me. She's like, I know that you're a kind, loving person, but she's afraid of Donald Trump being president. So, whatever.
You know what? Here's the thing. I have a message of encouragement for all of you liberals out there.
If you're watching.
If you're watching, I want to encourage you that if we could have withstood 8 years of Barack Obama when we all thought that the whole planet was going to explode when he got elected the first time and the second time, if we could have lived through that, you guys will survive Donald Trump.
Yeah. All right, guys.
This is Lee Michelle signing off, where it is not a conspiracy theory.
If it's the truth.
If it's the truth, please subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Leave comments. We love hearing from you guys. Happy Inauguration Day. Congratulations, America, for actually making it to have 45 presidents.
It's pretty amazing. 300 years of peaceful transition.
I was cold.